This is a tutorial for a chord melody arrangement of Freight Train by Elizabeth Cotten. It's reasonably beginner friendly if you are comfortable with the B flat chord. We're playing in the key of F major, which means all the melody notes are on the A and the E strings, the two strings nearest the floor. First of all, I'll play the arrangement round a couple of times and then I'll break it down into its component parts. The chord sequence is 16 bars long and then can be repeated at will. In case you're wondering, the symbol that looks a bit like a percentage sign is a repeat of the previous bar, so just play the same chord as the bar before. This is quite common on lead sheets for old time songs and jazz standards. So the chords in the song, we've got 2 bars of F, 2 bars of C7, and then another 2 bars of C7, and another 2 bars of F. And then we've got 2 bars of A7, a bar of B flat, and a bar of G7, then a bar of F, a bar of C7, a bar of F, and a bar of C7 to turn us round and bring us back to the beginning. The melody is made up of just 6 notes. The lowest note is on the E string, the open E string, and then we also have an F, first fret on that string, a G, 3rd fret on that string, an open A string, a B flat, which is the 1st fret on that string, and a C, which is the 3rd fret on that string. And all these notes are notes within the F major scale. So the melody on its own, without the chords, is and then a little pickup bar to start again on that note. Now I'm using a pick strum technique here where most of the melody notes are picked with my thumb and I'm strumming with my index finger, but equally you could pick with your index finger, strum with your thumb, or vice versa, any permutation of the two, but just demonstrate. So I'm using my thumb to pick and my index finger to strum, so I end up with this. Okay, so the best way to learn a piece like this is to break it down into small sections or individual bars and work through them slowly. It's much easier to play if you memorize the piece rather than trying to read the tablature whilst playing. So use the tablature for your reference and slowly try and learn the piece off by heart. You'll find it much easier to do so. In the demo I played a little pickup line at the beginning and then again before going around the sequence again. This is actually the final bar of the song, but can be used to lead into the first part of the song as I played in the demo. We'll cover this at the end section of the video. So let's look at the first 2 bars of the song. It's worth noting in the tablature where you see a single note on a single line, that's a melody note plucked with the thumb. Where you see a vertical line of numbers, that's a strummed chord. And if you look at the numbers and look at the chord shapes, it'll make sense. And sometimes there may be an added melody note to the chord, or sometimes the melody note may already be in the chord. So for bars 1 and 2, we're going to hold an F major chord whilst playing the individual melody notes using our 3rd finger. So for the first bar, we're going to start with our F chord with an added C with our 3rd finger on the 3rd fret, the string nearest the floor, and we're going to pick that note, individual note, on the string nearest the floor, strum the chord with that note in it, Then take that finger off and pick the open string and strum that chord like that. Then we're going to move our third finger across to the third fret of the second string, picking that note there, which is a G, strumming the chord with that note still in it, and then take that finger off and play the 1 on that, which is already in the chord of F, strum and strum the chord. So that first line again would go as per the tablature. For bars 3 and 4, we're going to try and hold a C7 chord all the way through. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to pick the open E string, the second string, and then strum 2 C7s, and then play the third fret of that string nearest the floor, the A string, and then the first fret. So again, that would be, that's the first note of the bar 4, and then we're effectively either going to strum 3 more downs of the C7, or as per the tab I've actually put an up in between 1 and 2, so okay, so your choice there, you could just strum 3 downs, or you could, up to you. So if I play that line, it would be, okay, so those 2 lines together from that point would go. And that gets us to bar 5. And here we're still holding the C7 chord, but we're fretting the third fret on that string, which gives us a C note, and we're plucking that note, playing the chord, C, taking that finger off, plucking it with the first fret, just the C7 there, and playing the C7 chord. Then taking that finger off completely, playing the open A string, strumming all 4 strings open, and then coming across to the third fret of the second string, and then playing that chord with that note in there. Okay, so let me run that line. So okay, as per the tablature. And then we move to bar 7, when we're going back to an F chord, and we're plucking the F note, which is the first fret of the second string, playing the chord twice, then adding this C, this third fret of the string nearest the floor, picking that, and then taking that off and picking that open, and again strumming either 3 down strums, or per the tab, down, up, down, down. So again, that line would be, or if I didn't put the up in, the option is to you. So the first 8 bars of the song, which is where we're up to now, would be something like this, very slowly. And that's half of the song. So moving to bar 9, we are going to be fretting an A7 chord and picking the open A string, strumming the A7, adding our second finger to the first fret of the A string, picking a 1 on there, strumming the chord, then taking that off again and playing the open string, strumming the A7 again, and then adding the third fret of the second string, picking that note and strumming that A7 with that note in it. So again, those 2 bars, 9 and 10. For bar 11, we're going to be fretting a B flat chord here. We're going to pick the individual F note, which is the first fret of the second string. We're going to strum the B flat twice, and then with our little finger, our pinky, we're going to play the third fret of the second string from the floor. And at that point, so I'll do that again, just pick those things. So this is bar 11. Okay, and then into bar 12, we need to go to a G7 shape. And we pick the Same note we picked in the B flat, the F note, or the 1 of string 2. Strum the G7, then pick that note again, and then pick the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. So, bar 12, again you're holding a G7, you're picking the note fretted on the 2nd string, strum the chord, pick that note again, and then pick the 3rd fret of that string. So bars 11 and 12 together would be, and then for bar 13 we go back to our F major chord, we pick the open string nearest the floor in the chord, strum the chord, pick the 1st fret of the 2nd string which is in the chord, strum the chord, so we move to C7 for bar 14, and we pick the open E string, strum the chord, add the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, pick that note, strum the chord, and that takes us to bar 15. And in bar 15 we go back to our F major chord, we pick the F note again, 1st fret, 2nd string, strum, so down, up, down, down, or down, 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 whichever you prefer. And then we finish with bar 16, where we're back to a C7 chord. I play this strum with my thumb, but it doesn't matter. And then I play the pickup, which is to start again at the beginning with the F chord with that C note in it. So, and that's the first bar if we're going round again. So I'll play the whole thing around slowly now. I will start with a little pickup at the beginning, which, like I say, is the last bar of the song, is what you're seeing in the last bar of the tablature. And that starts on beat 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then instead of just playing that bar of F at the end, I would start again effectively. So hopefully that is everything you need to know to play a nice little chord melody arrangement for Freight Train. I will play the demo around one more time again, so just so you can hear it at tempo. If you have found this useful, please subscribe to my channel. It doesn't cost anything to do so, and you will see new tutorial videos as and when I post them. Give the video a thumbs up, and if you would like a PDF copy of the tablature for the full arrangement, if you buy me a coffee, you can find the link to do so in the description below. I will email you the tab. Thank you for watching.